The Sarasota County Eldercare channel is brought to you by Mike Levine and the great folks with Home Instead of South Sarasota County. Today's guest is Jaime Daniels, owner of Assisted Living Locators.
Hello, and welcome to the Sarasota County Eldercare channel. My name is Judy Bram, and I'm with Home Instead Senior Care. I have a special guest with me today, Jaime Daniels. Jaime is a senior care advisor with Assisted Living Locators in Minnesota. Today, Jaime is going to tell us the difference between the different types of housing that's available to seniors who maybe can't stay in their own homes safely anymore. For example, there's nursing homes, or what we call skilled nursing. There's assisted living facilities, and then we have retirement or independent communities, correct?
Yes.
So where would you like to start to explain the difference for us, Jaime?
Well, for the more active senior, there's independent living, and those are what you'd consider, to begin with, the 55 and older communities. So those are the neighborhoods that you would see for people that are 55 and older. They're active, they have activities, and the more residential communities. And then you have what are called assisted living communities. And those are for people that maybe are tired of the landscaping and the taking care of their homes, the laundry, and in-home care. And those basically you can move into when you don't really need a whole lot of help with your what we call activities of daily living. The next stage up would be when you need the little bit of help and you can still stay in the assisted living communities, and they just add on different care levels. So for those kinds of activities, so if you needed a little bit of help in the shower, if you were afraid of falling, or if you needed a little bit of additional help with dressing or more care as your aging progresses, then you could move into those different stages but still stay in those same communities in the assisted living.
And a lot of those, they charge you based upon just what you need. You were mentioning if you need assistance with showering, some of those you just pay them for different maybe tiers, they group things together, but you just pay for the assistance that you need.
Absolutely, there's different ways that they charge. So you may find some that group the care levels, so they may do it in tiers. They may do it a la carte, so they may do it just based on the specific services that you need.
Okay.
And then within those same communities, you may find independent, active seniors, and you may find those that need a little bit more care. And you may not know who's who within those communities. In those same communities, you may find memory care wings. So if you or a spouse, if you're both living in those same communities, and one ends up needing a little bit of help because they end up with a little bit of memory care issues, one could move into a different wing because they have specialists in those particular communities to help with a little bit more of those needs.
Okay.
Typically the memory care communities, the way that they charge are going to be a fixed rate, so you won't see the additional tiered rates because they know once you start entering into a little bit of memory issues, you're going to need help with a lot more of those care needs.
Mm-hmm. And getting back to the independent communities, some of those are set up, they're kind of like living in big apartment complexes, but there's still somebody on, maybe you take meals together in a common dining area if you'd like to, correct?
Absolutely.
So there's still somebody kind of overseeing, checking on you. If you don't show up for a meal and you're expected, there's a little bit of a safeguard built in.
Absolutely. And a lot of the adult children love that feature because, they know that somebody's going to know if mom or dad doesn't show up for a meal, but they also have that feeling of independence. You can still have a car in a lot of these places, so if you want to get out and go, usually, they don't necessarily, with the assisted living communities, they typically include 3 meals a day and snacks and all of that, but when you're on the independent living side, you can decide typically if you want to include your meals. So if you still want to be as independent as you want and go out and have your meals out and have all your activities out, you can still do that. But there is that level of security typically within the buildings and all of, kind of that oversight and a level of care there. So if you needed some, medical attention, there would be somebody there to at least, call.
And some of those are set up that you mentioned, like going to a memory care unit, but some of them are also set up where you can start out in independent living, and then as you need just assistance with daily, what do you call them? Activities of daily living,
Mm-hmm.
you can just move to a separate area, but within the same community. So you don't have to just uproot and leave all your friends, people that you're familiar with.
Absolutely. There are definitely some communities where they have that option, so you can kind of age in place.
Yes.
Absolutely. And so, but there's also the option to stay at home for as long as you like, because there's agencies just like yours that, you could bring care into your home. And so when we meet folks here at Assisted Living Locators, we want to make sure that the choice that they make is the best for them. So we look to say, when we do our intake, we always want to say, what is going to be the best choice for you and your family? So we look at things like their care needs, their social needs. We look at their financial situation, and we say, what is going to be the best choice for you and your family at that time? There are large communities. There are even small residential properties. People don't always know that when you drive through a lot of these neighborhoods that you and I probably live in, and you drive by a home, that may be actually an assisted living community. Mm-hmm. It's a small community. It may be a 6-room home, but they may be an assisted living community.
And there's a lot of places that take pets.
Most of them
do.
So
if you have a pet and you're worried about that, don't worry about that. I'm sure you know a lot of places that will take pets.
Most of them take cats. Most of them take dogs, up to about 25 pounds for the most part. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And then the other one that we mentioned was nursing homes or skilled rehabs, skilled nursing facilities or rehabs. What would that be appropriate for?
Absolutely. So the skilled nursing is what a lot of people think of them as for a short or a brief stay after an injury or an illness or an incident that may have happened in your home. So you go to the hospital for your 3-day stay or an operation, and you need some short-term rehab, and they provide that. But then, once you get sort of closer to end-of-life care, and maybe you've kind of outgrown the needs of an assisted living community, you may end up needing full-time, more round-the-clock care of a really skilled community where they have RNs on staff 24/7. That may be when you would need the care of a skilled nursing home. They have all of those people in place to really be able to take care of you at that end-of-life stage.
Okay, well, great. Well, I want to thank you for all of this great information you've given us today, Jamie.
Thank you.
If you would like Jamie and Assisted Living Locators to help you or your loved one find appropriate senior care or housing, their information is located on your screen. Thank you for watching today. Have a wonderful day, and please take a moment to check out some more of our informational videos.